Well, good morning, everyone. It is September 14, 2022. And first, I want to say thank you for stopping by. You can't see my face today because this is a intricate, in-depth video on what to do when you receive your Rangefinder film camera. In this case, it's the Konica Auto S2, right? And remember we went over this, that Auto S2, the font that they used in Konica, let's focus. The font that they used at Konica for the S2 looks very close to the number 52. There is no such thing as the Konica Auto 52, but that's how you find them on eBay, dirt cheap. I picked this one up recently on eBay because it was listed as Auto 52 instead of correctly Auto S2. I got it for like $15 plus shipping, and excellent condition. So today what we're going to go over is what to do when you receive not only this particular rangefinder, but any film rangefinder. When you look through the viewfinder, right, and you notice that the inside of the viewing lens and the mirror and the little yellow rangefinder slider it's hazy, it's dirty, because guys, this is old. This has been around the block. All right, let's see if you can see a little bit of haze through the viewfinder. Let's see, let's get a flash on here. Okay, there we go. See, it's a little hazy inside the viewfinder. And what we're going to do today is we are going to take apart the Konica Auto S2. We're going to take the top off. We're going to clean the inside, all right? And then we're going to put it back together. And then we'll go over briefly how to clean the lens and the inside of the film back, right? In this case, this one is in very, very good shape. Okay? All right. So, let's begin. As I always begin, I like to say, welcome. It's Carmine from New York. Welcome to another photography video. In this case, we're talking about how to clean and give maintenance to your Konica Auto S2 film rangefinder. But these techniques can be used in almost any film rangefinder that you have the guts to take apart slowly. Put your small parts, this is the Konica lens cap for this camera. You turn it upside down. This will be your holder for the tiny parts, okay? And as we go through it, feel free to use the method that I use for keeping your parts in order, okay? Before we begin, hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, comment below, and email me at blackandwhitephoto@aol.com. Ask me any questions about photography you want, and I will get back to you. All right, let's begin. So the first thing we have to do to get to the internal glass and rangefinder mirrors is we have to remove the top. First thing we do is take a pair of pliers that have tape on it, so you don't leave any marks on this screw that holds down the film advance. Okay, so first see if you could do it by hand. Nope, can't do it by hand. So let's just put a little bit of pressure. Okay, we turned it a little. Nope, still need the pliers. Let's turn it a little bit more up. You have to advance the film to keep the film advance lever from cocking as you turn this. Okay, let's give it another try. And here it comes. It's going to start to back out. Okay, this is the first part that we are removing from the Konica. The top screw that holds the film advance lever. Okay, looks like this. And we put this, okay, we start to make a line of parts. So when we put it back together, we reverse the order and we put them all back in correctly. Next is a square spacer. Okay, we take that off, but this just isn't any spacer. It has 4 legs. It has 4 legs. 4 legs pointing up, and that's how we removed it, and that's how we have to put it back. So we put that right there. That's part number 2. Part number 3 is the lever. That just lifts right out. Okay, these will get cleaned before we put them back in. Next is the T-bar that goes here, right? And as you advance it, it grips onto these 2 triangles. This lifts straight up, I think. Yep, wiggle it. Take your time, because if you put too much pressure, it'll just go across the room. Okay, that's the next part. Okay, put that in order. Now the next part has to be removed by unscrewing it. Now sometimes I have luck just using the pliers. No. Okay. Let's go with a little bit smaller. These are just needle nose pliers. No tape on this one. Okay. Let's try and get it right on the 2 little openings. Okay. Looks like I may have freed it up enough to remove it. Nope. Let's go a little more. All right, here it comes. We have unscrewed it. This is the threaded washer that holds this side of the cover on. Okay, you guys see that? And we put that in order. Okay. Next, we open up the film back. Okay. And we have to unscrew the film rewind knob. Now, as everybody knows, with 35mm, the film rewind knob is shaped like a horseshoe. So what we're going to do is we will put, I have a nice strong screwdriver just to put inside the horseshoe as we back off the film rewind knob, and there it goes. Okay. The screwdriver is only sitting in between the film rewind horseshoe while you back off the film rewind knob. And there it is. And we'll put that in order right there. All right. Next, you can close this part. Okay, so now, look. Okay. Now we have one screw here. Okay. Flathead screw. Put pressure downward, right? Okay, and there it comes. Okay. Now, being 6'3", 250, my fingers are not the proper tool to start handling these tiny screws. I always use tweezers. Okay? So that's the first screw, and I will put it on the top portion of the lens cap that I know that in order, right? Just like we did this in order, I'll put that screw in order. Okay. Now, this is not a screw. That is not a screw that you have to remove. This is not a screw that you have to remove. Okay? I forget if I have to remove that. Okay. Up. Nice and easy. Just wiggle it. Now, the top is off. Okay? This is what the top looks like. Okay? On this end, this is just a hole. This is the back viewfinder. The front of the viewfinder is glass. The window for the rangefinder is frosted glass with a center clear glass. You have glass or plastic for your light meter. You have this piece of glass here, or it might be plastic, for your frame counter. These are all things we have to clean. All right, so let's put this down right here. So now this is what the top of the inside of the Konica Auto S2 looks like. All right. Oh, and by the way, you know, guys, after 150 plus classes, I've been saying Sekonic light meters are the best. Right here, underneath the cover, you can see the word Sekonic. This is a Sekonic built-in light meter. Okay. The next thing we have to do is remove. This is a dust plate to keep dust out. So, just want to make sure that it's a flathead. Okay, this is a flathead screw with a little bit of black paint on it that was put there when the Konica camera was manufactured, and that's to keep it from backing out. So let's see if we can get this out without any trouble. Going to have to dig out some of the black paint that's keeping the screw from turning. Okay, let's keep going. This is really stubborn. All right, we might have to go. Now this is all reality, okay? Getting into these little jams. Now I don't want to completely strip that screw, which has been, quote, glued in place with black paint so it does not back out. So now I will try and get it out by giving it a turn with needle nose pliers. Let's see. Yeah. Now, you'll notice that I did not back out the screw all the way. All right. That's because this cover, the screw goes through the cover, but it's on a slip. It's shaped like this. The screw is here, so you can slip out this cover. If you've made it loose enough. Another 1/8 of a turn. Another 1/8 of a turn, loosening. Okay, this is the first of 2 dust covers made of tin. The bottom side is painted matte black. All right, so let's put this in order here. All right, this is what the inside looks like. Okay, we're going to remove the second dust cover. This screw that I only backed out a little, I'm going to turn back in and tighten it a little bit so it doesn't fall on the floor. I do have a collection of camera screws, but the chances of my collection of screws working is pretty slim, because it's amazing that these companies have like almost proprietary screws. Okay. You really do need a good collection of screwdrivers. Another flathead. Oh my goodness. You stand a chance of bending your screwdriver. These were really wrenched in so tightly. The technician that built this one really did not want it to be loosened. Okay, well, listen guys, I'm not making this, you know, I don't want to show you, oh, look how easy it is, when in reality, when you want to be careful, right? When you want to be careful, you just take your time. And if this video goes long, it goes long. Okay. All right. Now this screw is not in a slot, it's in a hole. So this screw has to be removed. And we put it in the lens cap in order. All right, let's remove the second dust cover. And that comes straight up. Once again, it's made out of tin and it's sprayed matte black on both sides. Okay, now you have a very good look of the inside. Now, the cleaning process. Let's get a nice pointer here. Okay, the cleaning process is to clean the inside and the outside of the viewfinder glass, the reflective glass on the inside. It's mirror-like. The inside and the outside of the exterior viewfinder glass, right? So that's 3 pieces there. The 4th piece is this prism-like piece of glass here. That's the one that has the small opening in it that is the rangefinder window that goes back and forth as you focus. There's a mirror here, right? But the hole here, that's just a hole for the parallax correction. Now, the top of the rear viewfinder here had some padding on it to stop light leaks and dust, but it has disintegrated. All right, you see that in my hand. By the way, this is the shutter button that just lays on top. Take that off. All right, let me just show you. This is some foam, right, that was laying on top of the viewfinder. That has deteriorated and fallen off. I don't know if I'm going to replace it. Okay. Okay. It's amazing how over the decades there is such little amount of dust that got on the inside because this sealed it so well. All right, we are at the point now that we are going to start cleaning all of the glasses. The element, viewfinder element here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 pieces we have to clean. So how do you do it? Q-tip with the lens cleaner. Now this is an old vintage Kodak lens cleaner bottle. I just like the bottle, but it's filled with Zeiss lens cleaner. I just fill up the bottle as necessary. Okay. So, as you all know, Q-tip, right? The original Q-tip, not some polyester brand. 1 drop. And now we'll start with the outside. Yeah, I mean, I've probably cleaned the outside of this before, or the seller did. I don't expect it to be too dirty. Okay, so you have a wet side, and then you have a dry side. Okay. Done. Do not reuse your Q-tips. So you'll use a Q-tip, 1 Q-tip for the outside and a Q-tip for the inside of each piece of glass or plastic. This lens cleaner is good for plastic elements or glass elements. Now remember, the point of this is to remove any haze caused by just oxidation, smoking, the environment. And you really want to do a good job, because once you put this all together, you're not going to want to open it up again. Okay, one drop. Now we go to the second piece. This one, I can tell you, is dirty. I can see the dirt being removed. Probably from just pollution, pollen, you know, anything that can get in to this camera. Okay, that's the outside. Now we go to the inside of that same element. Okay. Now you have to be careful, because a lot of these older reflective pieces of glass, sometimes it might just rub right off. I haven't seen that yet. I've cleaned, I think this is my 5th or 6th Konica Auto S2 that I've cleaned, and I have not seen any of the reflective coating come off. All right, it's 2 down, 1 drop. Now we're going to clean. This is the viewing lens of the viewfinder. This is the rear, the inside. It's very important to clean the inside of a viewfinder for a rangefinder, because that's how you're focusing, right? If it was just an older camera and it was just to frame it and not focus, you know, you might be able to get away with not taking your whole camera apart and cleaning the elements. But this is critical because it's how you focus. All right, those 3 are done. Let's keep going. Okay. You might be tempted to reuse a Q-tip, but don't, because you don't know what it picked up. You might have picked up something abrasive, and before you know it, you've scratched everything. Okay. That one. And we have 1 more to go. This is the actual mirror. Okay. Oh wait, now what I'm doing now is Q-tips, cotton swabs, you know, they're fibers. So you don't want to leave any of the fibers behind in here. I'm just making sure there are none, because that will annoy the heck out of me. Every time I go to focus, I'll see a cotton swab fiber. All right, time to dust it. Okay, good. And let's check it. All right, the focusing knob is down here. Okay. Oh yeah, crystal clear. Crystal clear. Okay. So, before we put it back together, I should have got this earlier. But there's one part you have to lubricate. This is my Canon lens mug, which I keep my lubricating oil. Okay. This is Liberty Oil Products 100% synthetic lubricant. Okay. Okay, I will show you what I lubricate. Okay. right here, right? This is the film return lever, right? The rewind knob. And this is where you pick it up all the time to, it releases the latch, opens the back of the camera, all right? That needs oil. This is a hypodermic needle size opening, and you just want to put one drop right there where the film rewind knob will sit. All right, get this out of the way. Put another drop. Now that we've extended it, we add one drop. And work it in. It's already so much more smooth. Okay, now we put this away. Put it back in our Canon coffee mug. All right, let's open the back and remove this again. Okay, and right there, the film rewind spindle is going to get one drop as well. Or actually I should say like a half a drop. Okay. Let's see if we can exercise that. Okay. See another place, this brass right here, this brass rod that has the spring on it. Okay, I can see it's metal against metal, so you know what that means. It needs one drop of lube. Okay. All right, let's take it off. All right. Okay. Now, before we close it back up, all right, let's just give it one last hit with the blower. Next. Okay, so we have to start putting everything back together. Let's put the small dust cover As you notice, sometimes I'm using a magnifying glass, and I feel that it helps when I'm doing small, intricate stuff, even though I wear glasses, you know, because when you're born in the 50s and it's 2022, you know, SHI blank happens with your vision. So let's see if we could do it this way. Let's put it in the hole first. Okay. And now we'll place the dust cover on, and it should line up. Let's see. If you guys are still with me, that's wonderful. You know, when people take their camera in for repair and they get the bill and they go, "What? For a cleaning? That much money?" Well, now you know why. And this procedure was extremely simple because A, this is not a digital camera. Right? At all. This is a film camera, and it's an older, fully mechanical film camera, which is one reason why I love it, because you don't need a battery. See this light meter? It's too old. I won't use it, even if the seller said it works. I just take the battery out, I clean the battery compartment, and I use my handheld Konica light meter. Okay. We have gotten cooperation from the screw. Okay. Next, this is the second dust cover. Now remember, we backed that screw up. All right, it's in here because this has a U-shaped slot that hopefully will accept it. It wants to come out a little bit more. See, now I'm trying to avoid removing that screw. I'm trying just to slide in the plate, the dust cover plate, under the screw. Okay. All right. Now we can tighten it. Remember, this is the one that had to be removed initially with pliers because there's a line of black enamel paint to keep it from getting loose from the factory. All right, that's nice and snug. Okay. You'll notice that each time I add another piece back to the camera, I dust, because you can't do it too much. Now, we don't put the cover back on because the shutter button must go on the post first. And now we set this aside because now we have to clean the glass and plastic elements from the cover. This is all part of the cleaning, the internal cleaning process. Okay, this is the exterior light meter glass or acrylic. For the light meter, this is the glass or plastic cover. For the frame counter, okay, that's a hole for the rear viewfinder. Now we'll clean the front glass of the viewfinder. Front glass. See, now you guys might be saying, hey, you're using the same Q-tip over for two pieces. Yeah, because I can get to this anytime I want. It's on the outside of the camera. Okay, let's clean the logo up. Okay. Next, now we have to do the interior glass. Okay, right here. Anything we can get to, because I don't want to ever take this apart again. Alright, and now the rangefinder glass. I have to say, this is one of the cleaner Konica Auto S2s I have. Okay, and then the inside of the frame counter, the inside of the light meter. Okay, we'll check it. Okay, I don't see any fibers. Okay, so we've oiled up the film rewind and door latch mechanism. We've put back the shutter button. By the way, it does have a cable release thread socket. Okay, this is the frame counter, right? And you gently put it back on. Let's just make sure I didn't have any thumbprints on this. Okay. Okay. Now the cover. Do not force anything, just wiggle. Now let's start putting it back together. Screw. This is a flathead. Okay, next, film rewind knob. Now you might just have to get one thread on to pop the door open, and then push it back down and get a thicker screwdriver, put it in the slot just to hold it. Okay. Don't go too strong because this will break off and then you'll be very upset. Okay. Oh yeah. Much more smooth. All right. Let's keep going. Next piece was the screw-on washer. Do not cross thread this. It's very easy to do that. I have spanner wrenches, but this is so much easier. Needle nose pliers. Okay. Now, while I have this film advanced lever off with a little bit of cleaner, let's get underneath there. There's really no dirt here at all. This was either gently used or not used. This did come with the case. Okay. Next, we have the lever. Now this has a square opening, and just match it, sorry, rectangle. It has a rectangle opening, match it with the rectangle on the film advance. Okay, push that down, done. Next, we have the film advance. Let's clean it. I love that everything is metal. Just great. Okay. This should still line up nicely. Okay. Next, the washer with 4 legs pointing up. Let's make sure we have it, because that's also has a rectangle opening, and make sure it goes on the rectangle shaft of the film advance lever. Now this is the plate. Let's just clean it. Okay, and then it just screws on top of the film advance lever, locking everything into place. Hand tight. And what I'm doing is I'm just wiggling this up and down a little bit to make it seat. Okay, pliers with the tape so you don't mar it. Let's give it a nice turn. Okay, let's put it on 1/15 of a second. Okay, and to make sure, oh yeah, this is just like it was when it came out of the factory. Let's see if you guys can see now. Boy, I hope it looks cleaner to you guys. I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell, but it certainly is much cleaner. Okay. All right, now I said I promised I would show you how to clean the camera once you get it. Besides the rangefinder, right? The lens you clean in the same exact way. One drop. Circular pattern. Flip it over. Dry it. And with this, you can clean the nameplate and the filter threads. And that's the light meter eye. All right, this filter, this lens filter is, I'll tell you what it says. It says Kenko Skylight. It's a 55 millimeter. This is very old. It serves no purpose. I have a new Hoya coming, which is multi-coated, but I'm still going to put this on there for now. It's still protection. I'm not even going to clean it because it's going today probably when the new Hoya filter comes. Okay, so real quickly, you want to just test all of your shutter speeds when you get a Konica Auto S2 or any film camera, right? That definitely sounds like 500th of a second. That sounds like a 30th. You will get to know by your ear. That was 1/4 of a second. 1 second. Okay, so now we'll put it on B, and we will make sure that the aperture blades open and close. Yep, they open and they close. All right, let's open the back. And let's open the aperture all the way open. Okay, and you make sure that the shutter works. Okay. Okay, perfect. Next, you want to get your blower, and you want to blow all inside. You'd be surprised at what gets in there. All right, then you want to inspect your light seals, right, for any decay. These are good. You want to rub your finger along the door. All right, these are the pieces of the door that go in and squish the light seals, and over the decades they will stick to it and actually pull it out of this track. All right, that's an indication that you have to replace your light seals. These are fine. Roll is fine. Pressure plate's clean. You want to make sure that the film advance gears do in fact turn. And on this camera, not only do the sprockets engage the film, they're working, but the internal spindle rotates fine. See it? And it'll advance the film perfectly. Okay. Now, I did take off this battery cover earlier, and I will show you that generally these battery compartments are super clean. However, with this one, the original mercury battery was still in here, right? It was still in there, and it was leaking, and it was all full of crud. So it cleaned out very nicely, because the interior of this compartment is plastic, so it did not corrode. Even the little metal tongue that attaches to the battery, that did not fall apart. Okay, the plastic cap is plastic, so it did not corrode. And we'll just put this back on. Remember, guys, with these older cameras that are decades and decades old, do not trust the light meter. Use a Konica handheld light meter. All right, so the focusing we checked. Rangefinder good, aperture good, shutter speed's good. This filter is going to be replaced with a Hoya multi-coated modern protection filter, UV. Okay, it's a cold shoe. All right, it's not a hot shoe, so you have to use the PC sync cord in here. Make sure you put your switch on X for electronic instead of M for manual or bulb. This is quite a remarkable camera. The lens is a 45 millimeter 1.8. 1.8, guys, is very big. You'll get beautiful bokeh. You'll get beautiful out of focus background. And that will conclude today on cleaning your Auto S2 from Konica rangefinder or any other rangefinder that you have. Just remember, I showed you this one, so now you know how to do it. You take a risk if you try and take another rangefinder apart. All right, you're on your own there, or look up on YouTube for your particular camera how to do it. All right, guys, my favorite rangefinder in 35 millimeter, right here. I do love my Leica rangefinders, but this one is special because it's absolutely gorgeous. All right, guys, at the end of this video right now, I will show you a few photographs taken with this Konica Auto S2 rangefinder, and you will agree that the lens, this 45 millimeter f 1.8 Konica lens, is gorgeous, and the rangefinder focusing is pin sharp. Okay, so let's look at those photographs right now. I don't know how many I'm going to put. Thank you for watching. We've gone very long, and I will see you on the next episode. Please subscribe, thumbs up, and email me blackandwhitephoto@aol.com with any questions. All right, guys, bye-bye.